Nestled deep in the Venezuelan forest, along the Aras and Yuracuara rivers, lives an indigenous tribe called the Yacuana. The Yacuana have a deeply rooted belief system in the Watuna, which is the basis for the tribal law. These beliefs are centered around their creation myths. Most cultures have a story and a belief of how man came to live on Earth. The stories of the Watuna could be compared to those of the Bible or evolution. However, for the Yacuana, it is only passed along through oral traditions. One of the most prominent oral traditions in their culture are the ritual celebrations, more specifically, the Wanwana.
Oh, how it goes. Bueno, kami, yo wisam, amer winya kwa, yo tawo shi kwa, yo shi kwa, yo had shi kwa, amer winya kwa, yo wisam, no kuye, akram kuye.
Much preparation is involved for the celebration, and everyone in their tribal community participates. New gardens are cleared, and new communal houses are not livable until after this 3 to 5 day festival is complete. It is during this festival that the stories of the old people can be learned, but only by young men that have been deemed ready to learn. Each festival marks the beginning of the tradition for some and a continuance of learning for others. Once the gardens are ready, the women prepare the food for the festivities. The men go into the jungle and gather palms, feathers, seed pods, bamboo, and as they leave the jungle, they blow their horns, known as hanawakas, as loud as they can. This signals the jungle spirits to join them for the celebration. These horns are made of conch shells, and it is played by blowing through a hole bored into the apex. When they return, they begin making their decorative costumes, jewelry, staffs, and the wanas. A wana is a bamboo clarinet that will be played by the first-time dancers in the festival. Young dancers will have only been regarded as boys and had only learned from tribal women until this day. The dancing marks the beginning of becoming a man. Most ceremonial instruments, such as the wana and the hanawaka, are only to be played by men, just as the wisest of the old people. Watuna can be translated to mean history or tradition. It serves as a guideline that helps implement their everyday lives. It helps form their language, their ceremonies, and their traditions. The Yacuana believe in a universe consisting of 2 different planes that coexist: Kaju, the sky, and Nono, the earth. According to their creation myths, in the beginning only good people lived in the sky place. They were known as the Kahuhana. There was no sickness or evil, and the whole world was sky. No one had to work or search for food because it was just there. These people never suffered death because it didn't exist. Animals and demons didn't exist, and darkness was unknown. It was just light. Wanadi was and remains to be the highest of the sky people. He provided light to the Kahuhana and all the way down to the vacant Nono. The light provided life and kept the people happy and kept death away. Wanade wanted to make people on the earth. He sent a Demodede to the earth. He was the first to be born on Nono, and he was sent to create houses and good people there, just as they had in the sky place. This messenger was Wanade's spirit that existed on earth. 2 more messengers followed. The first was to be known as Suri Landi. Suri Landi smoked and sang and created the old people. After the Demodede spirit was born, he buried the placenta. It is said that because he did not know of the earth, he buried the placenta and it became infested with worms, and it rotted. As the placenta rotted, it gave birth to a human, and and that human was full of evil and covered in hair like an animal. This evil creature was to be known as Adosho. Adosho was jealous of Wanade because he wanted to be master of the earth. It is believed by the Yaikuana that it is because of Adosho that the earth now has evil. Adosho taught the new people to kill, and because of him, the earth now suffers from hunger, sickness, and death. Surihelande was no longer able to do anything on earth, so he returned back to the sky after he turned the old people into animals. He did not leave any of Wanandi's people on earth with Adosho. This ended the first people in the first cycle of the Watuna. The Watuna consists of many cycles, and it provides explanations for their existence. These explanations are not questioned among the people and are just known as tribal law. Tribal laws that are passed along from generation to generation through song.
Yuanade Dhamma, Yuanade Dhamma,